series at this year's Adelaide Motorsport Festival, the spirit of the event is perhaps best embodied in these machines, the Formula Ones.
To come here in Adelaide with this car that raced here in 1994, this very chassis, same engine, that's quite a privilege. So it's quite a thrill to be here. It is the ultimate. Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport. It certainly hasn't been my profession. At 6'6", there's not really a car that I should go anywhere near. Maybe a truck would be more appropriate, but it's a passion that I have, and I happily squeeze myself into the tub, which is actually surprisingly spacious for a Formula One car. It was built for Gerhard Berger, who at the time was one of the tallest Formula One cars. So I was pleasantly surprised when we went to Germany to do the trial fit, if you like, that I could fit in it and actually drive it. As far as drivability goes in Formula One cars, this is the only one I've ever driven. It is actually very, very user-friendly. With the flappy pedal gearbox and my very long legs, I don't have to operate the clutch. Once I get going, I can just stretch my leg and actually put my left foot under the clutch pedal and just leave it there. And all I've got to do is use the brake and accelerator and the pedals behind the steering wheel. So easy. Yes, I have found myself 90% of the time driving around a racetrack in this, when I do get to drive it, with a smile on my face. It's like I say, it's living a dream.
This is Beatrice Lola, or Lola Hart. Lola chassis with a Hart engine. It's the first car on the Adelaide Grand Prix circuit in 1985, Alan Jones driving. Runs a Hart 415T, 1.5 litre turbocharged engine. Makes between 700 and 1,000 horsepower on boost, depending on where you set the boost. A bit scary up high, but we run it gently around the 700 horsepower. In a straight line, it's a rocket ship. Around the corners, you've got to be a bit careful. It's a lot of horsepower. And there's no electronics, traction control, anything. It's as it was, so it's all analogue computers, and there's no driver aids, and it's a 6-speed gearbox.
I have an invitation to come and to drive with my beauty, with my Lotus from Ayrton Senna, which drove here exactly 30 years ago. He was so quick here. In the qualifying in '85, he was nearly 1 second faster than the second one. Never could happen with another driver, you know. Ayrton. Unbelievable. I bought that car 30 years ago direct from the Lotus team. I stored it for a long time, now we restored it and we are back, and today was first time out in the dry with that car after 30 years. It's a Lotus, 530 kilos, power is okay, 750 horses, you know, from a tiny 1500 Renault V6 twin turbo engine, but just acceleration is amazing, you know, and the modern brakes, carbon top, and just it's an Ayrton Senna car, you know, it's worth a lot more than a normal Formula One.
For us, it's bringing that Formula One sound to the people of Adelaide, and then those who want to take it a step further can go in our Aero's 3-seater car, which is also behind us here, and go in there as a passenger. We want to bring back all those memories. People will hear this engine and they say, shit, I remember that 21 years ago. I remember that sound.
Nearing the end of the weekend, it is Brenton Ramsey in his Renard 94D that takes the prize for quickest lap on the Victoria Park circuit.
And this is a very quick car, and to have it out here at Victoria Park on the old F1, part of the old F1 track, is fantastic.
Until next year, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival draws to a close. Judging by the atmosphere of Victoria Park, it's been a tremendous success. The spirit of motorsport is alive and remains very much a part of the people in Adelaide.